Hello everyone, I hope you've all been doing well. I guess it's been quite a bit of time, hasn't it? I'm sorry? A lot's been happening on the day-to-day. I've still been able to stream, however editing has been proven to be a bit more challenging, but I'm gonna try to start editing semi-regularly again, hopefully weekly, but we'll see. I still have been playing BDO and a lot has changed since the last video, plus we're getting a lot of changes with the game, which I'm looking forward to covering as well. Also, I want to say a quick thank you to all those that support the content and watch the streams and the videos, and especially those that come by from YouTube to Twitch to ask me where the hell I've been. I really appreciate you. Thank you. All that being said, sorry for the long intro, let's get started. At the end of the last video, I left this enhancement for a duo to try Vaha, and it ended up succeeding, plus I put it up on the market to sell. Then I took it off the market and then I clicked it. Actually, I clicked a lot of things. I went through a phase where I was enhancing a lot. There was a lot of lows. There were a lot of lows, actually. A lot of lows. Did I mention there were a lot of lows? But just a lot. Some things succeeded though, so that's nice, I guess. Now, despite a lot of fails, technically I've still been making gear gains, so it's not all downhill, it's just mostly downhill. And at this point I needed one more piece of Black Star equipment, which were my gloves, and I got a really good reaction clip. Watch this. So if you don't want to see a 200 stack...
No! You even know it's wrong! I hear you!
Because I don't have more, I'm gonna do it.
No!
If this goes try, I'm gonna do it.
No, Lee!
So if you don't want to see a 200 stack...
We don't want to see it!
I suggest you avert your eyes.
You don't either, Leaf! No! Oh no, don't do it, Leaf. Don't do it.
I'm not even gonna look at the chat.
No! Leaf, why?
No.
Oh my god, dude. For a fucking Black Star armor, dude?
I didn't think it would actually go. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that little clip of an angry snowman reacting to my poor decisions. I'll leave his Twitch in the bio. His name is So Frosty. After getting all my Black Star, I decided I would start enhancing them to Obsidian. Except for the armor, I'm going to be getting a red nose and turning that into Fallen God armor. After I'm done with these armors, I think I'm going to work on my accessories, weapons, and then maybe some ultra rare items. Now, on the topic of accessories... Now, I recognize that maybe I enjoy enhancing accessories a little too much. It's only a problem if you're only failing. Yeah. Now, I want to enhance it to Tet, but stream told me about this super secret spot in Grandia, so I decided to come here to enhance it instead. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like I can get to the actual top of the lighthouse, so I decided to enhance on the bulb instead. And because the Black Spirit keeps failing me, I decided to level him down. So I was told by chat that if I really wanted to succeed this, I would have to click it a few times and then cancel it. And by doing that, it would increase my RNG. Copium. Alright, I'm gonna be honest. Even though I really enjoy clicking things in BDO, at this point I'd failed so many things that I was actually fairly discouraged, so I was really hoping that it would go, and thankfully it did. Also, I covered up my cam here because I made a really ugly face when I celebrated, but if you want to see my ugly face, come by the stream sometime and chill. So I was actually thinking of keeping the Tet Lunar, however, I don't think I have enough AP to want to build accuracy quite yet, so I'm probably just going to sell it and then buy... This game just hates me sometimes. Goodbye, horse. Anyways, as I was saying, I'm probably just going to buy a Tet Vaha or a Disto. Meanwhile, there was a drop rate event for the alternate drop rate spots for the rare items, and we decided to come to Gyfin to grind a little bit, and we were waiting for a few teammates, and one of my friends, Galgon, got his compass. Congratulations. I don't know how the rest of the community feels about this, but personally, I would love it if they kept the alternate grind event as a permanent feature. That way, if you want to grind for certain pieces, you can go to different spots, and you don't burn out on one spot. Some people put a lot of time into one spot, and some people just can't handle it when others get RNG carried. Anyways, it would be nice if there were alternate spots permanently, in my opinion. Also, I really like grinding at Gyfin, so I hope they revamp it. For those who haven't been playing BDO for some time now, they've been adding in some dungeons into the game, and I got the chance to do the second dungeon called Sycraea. I hadn't watched any videos prior to entering the dungeon, however I was in comms at this time, and I was getting some explanations on how to do the mechanics. I did enjoy most of the first dungeon, minus a few quirks here and there. However, for the most part, I was actually looking forward to doing this dungeon. Personally, all I really want from a dungeon is some cool boss fights, some okay puzzles that aren't too annoying but still fairly challenging and rewarding, and of course some good loot. So for this boss fight, I actually really liked its mechanics. Now, for the most part, I actually really liked this dungeon. There's hidden puzzles, the mechanics were fairly challenging but not too annoying, the boss fights were really cool and it felt rewarding and engaging. My issue with it was this last boss fight over here. At this time of recording, it was very glitchy where we were getting pulled into the ground and certain mechanics were messing up and we couldn't see certain things, so it was fairly annoying to try really hard and then get to the end and then bug out and then fail. However, that being said, I still had a really good time and it was pretty fun. My only issue is, if it's buggy and we can't complete it, it feels like a waste of time, so I'm probably going to be coming back once it's been patched up. However, a friend did tell me that recently they were patching it and it has been less buggy, so I'm probably going to come back and try it out for a bit. Personally, I really like the direction they've been going with the dungeons. Even though I did say I had a few quirks here and there, for the most part I enjoy them quite a bit. The only things that I really hope for is, at this point, that they patch up the bugginess in the dungeons and hopefully it doesn't happen too often in the future with the other ones, and that the loot is rewarding so it feels worth your time. Also, what do they cost to Agris? Please stop it. And then lastly, I decided to pursue the obsidian upgrade for my gloves. In the past, it didn't take me too long to get Specters energy for my other upgrades. However, this one was taking me quite a bit of time, unfortunately. So I decided to come on to Arsha to spice things up a little bit. But there wasn't too much PvP here, unfortunately. However, I did bump into the... Oh, here's the player right now. The odd player or two. There wasn't too much PvP. However, I did bump into a couple players, which kept things a little bit more interesting. That way I didn't lose my mind in Thornwood. Not that I don't like Thornwood, I do. I've already spent a lot of time here, and I didn't really want to spend more time here. So I was hoping I would get carried. And then finally, after about 25 hours, I got my Specters energy, which isn't a crazy amount of time, but it was a bit longer than I'd hoped. Alright, I'm gonna go back to the city to enhance some of the rings that I got, and get my... Oh wait, the moon looks actually really nice right now. I'm gonna take a couple of screenshots, and there we go. Anyways, as I was saying, I'm gonna enhance these rings. Thornwood fortunately has been pretty decent in terms of ominous ring drops, so it was actually pretty decent money. There we go, nice. But I'm done there for now, and I'm gonna move on with my gear progression. So this is actually one of the parts where I lost the clips. I lost the clip where I put in my obsidian for my gloves, and I lost the clips where I took out all my crystals and decided to try Olin Valley for the first time, which was pretty fun. Now because I had no crystals, I decided to come and check out Ash Forest since I don't really care for leveling up to level 64, and I thought it would be a cool time. And this spot is really scary. Anytime I'd mess up, I would basically get deleted, but I did have a good time, and I'm thinking of coming back here once I get my dual Fallen God and a proper elixir rotation. And if I can get some parties, I might even try to start doing Olin Valley every once in a while. However, I might have to tag an alt for that, since I don't really want to swap out my crystals all the time, and I don't want to sacrifice all my crystals, but we'll see. Honestly, I had this sense of liberation without my crystals. I don't know if that sounds weird, but it was cool to come to a spot where I felt I wasn't ready to come to. The spot was challenging and scary, and I was worried about dying, but not really because I wasn't going to lose millions of silver. Anyways, where I'm getting at is I hope that one day they decide to implement something similar to skill presets, but crystal presets, where you can have a setup for PvP, for PvE, and maybe crystal setups that aren't as expensive. That way you can try out spots without worrying about losing millions of silver. So I ended up selling my Tungrad earring and that ring that I just made. Unfortunately, I just lost the shots where I ended up buying a Tet Vaha. So here we go. I bought a Tet Vaha, and it was at the price of a Tet Disto. I'm really close to hitting another bracket, so I think I'm going to get another Tungrad ring just to hit that new bracket. Oh, comma blessing, thanks. Also, I recently found out that new Tet Reformed Kudum at level 4, without having to go to Pen, is equivalent to a regular Pen Kudum without Kaffir levels, so I'm going to put that in so I can get an easy DP and AP increase. Goodbye, old friend. So, one of my next gear goal upgrades is going to be the guaranteed red nose armor that we need. And I've been slacking a lot on my pen accessory dailies, which means I need a lot of BMCs. So basically I'm going to be living in Sycraia, maybe Red Orcs, just anywhere with good BMCs. I'm not really a huge fan of centaurs, so I think I'm going to stick to Sycraia for a while. But essentially I need a lot. Hopefully they add more ways to get BMCs or add them to different spots, but for now I'm going to stick to here. It would even be cool if they incorporated BMCs or magical shards into life skilling. I know that alchemy has it, but hopefully we can see it in other things. Also, while I was doing duels, I heard a pre-order fill out and I got my other Tungrad ring. And prior to this, I had a bit of extra silver and I decided to put a pre-order up for a cup, and it ended up filling up a while ago, so I already had it ready for the raid. Now, even though I really enjoy gear progression and I enjoy grinding, it feels as though that's mainly what I've been focusing on, and recently they released a mansion for all the players. At first I thought it was kind of meh, but honestly, once I got it and I saw it and I started decorating it, I decided that I want to invest in it more and more. So I got that fairy light from the last clip, and I decided I would turn my front courtyard into a forest. Yeah, I need a lot more trees. A whole bunch of trees. And here's how my courtyard turned out. I filled it up with a bunch of trees, and I think it looks pretty good. I was kind of hoping that the fairy light would be a little bit bigger so that it would fill the whole courtyard, or that would at least allow us to create more of them, but it's still pretty cool. Now, one thing I really hope they do is I hope they allow us to see effects. See how you don't see my skill effects right now? And so that they allow us to do duels with friends in here. It would be so cool if we can make custom arenas and then invite people over to do tournaments or just 1v1s. Alright, that'll be it for this video. Now, I know that I have been away for quite some time, however, as I was saying, I'm going to try to start uploading semi-regularly. And if I can, weekly hopefully? If I can't upload weekly, then feel free to pass by my Twitch and watch me over there. I stream 2 to 3 times per week, usually. So if you want to see what you see in the videos but happen live, then just feel free to pass by over there. There are also going to be a lot of changes happening with all the classes, given the fact that we have reboots. So once the reboots are done, I'm going to be covering it once it's fully completed. Unfortunately, I don't have a Global Labs account, but if you really want to see updates on Ninja, I highly recommend you check out Yellow HQ's channel if you don't already follow him. He's been covering the Ninja changes regularly and very well, I might add. But I'm sure most of you know him anyways. Things in real life were fairly hectic and a little busy, especially after my third move. Third this year. Anyways, things seem to be stabilizing now, which is why I think I'll be able to start uploading semi-regularly. And in terms of my BDO gameplay, I guess it'll depend on what they announce in December for what kind of content we'll be getting. I say this because if they do introduce new modes of PvP that I find really interesting, there is a chance that I might start working towards hopping off of Blackstar armor, but only if they introduce some sort of mode that makes me feel compelled to do so. For now, I want to get my red nose and then turn it into a fallen god, try to get that to duo, change my accessories, and then maybe I'll click my weapons. And then after that, I'm probably going to try to pursue most of the ultra rare items in the game. Anyways, as always, thank you very much for watching and take care. Bye. Oop, I almost forgot. Oh, I forgot my fairy talks now. Anyways, I almost forgot to use my katana shower. As always, thank you for watching, and there are no effects in here. 1 second. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.